Sales and use tax is a transaction tax. In this video, we want to stress that your liability can be affected by each transaction your business makes, whether you buy or sell goods and services. As a seller, you may provide taxable and non-taxable goods and services in the normal course of business. That means you must review each transaction or each line item on an invoice to determine the taxability and charge tax accordingly. A couple of common examples are: a retailer that sells clothing and home furnishings must charge sales tax on the home furnishings, but not on the clothing. A grocer must charge sales tax on candy and soda, but not on cereal and milk. Sometimes the examples are less common. A general contractor's primary business activity is to make improvements to real property, which is not subject to sales tax. But occasionally, the contractor may rent equipment without an operator to a subcontractor. The rental of the equipment is subject to sales tax. A wholesaler generally makes sales to distributors or retailers. The transactions are generally exempt since their customers are buying inventory for resale. However, if the wholesaler sells a taxable item to an employee, the sale is subject to sales tax. An accounting firm normally provides non-taxable services to clients. However, occasionally an accountant will sell computer software to a client and install it on the client's computer. The sale and the charge to install the computer software is subject to sales tax. As a purchaser, you must also look at each transaction or line item on an invoice to determine its taxability. You need to confirm you've paid the correct amount of sales tax. If you haven't, you need to accrue and pay use tax. For example, a contractor generally pays sales tax on all building materials. However, if an exempt entity such as a synagogue appoints the contractor as their purchasing agent for a project, the contractor can buy the materials exempt from tax for that specific job. Contractors may buy materials tax-free if they resell them as tangible personal property. For instance, when a subcontractor has a materials-only contract with a general contractor. A retail electronics store may buy inventory and office supplies from the same vendor. Although the electronics store can buy the inventory tax-exempt for resale, they must pay sales or use tax on the office supplies used in the business. A manufacturer is entitled to buy electricity exempt from tax when it is used to run the equipment producing the product. However, the manufacturer must pay sales or use tax on the electricity used to light the facility. A building cleaning company may order vacuum cleaners and vacuum cleaner bags on the same purchase order. The cleaning company must pay tax on the vacuum cleaners but can buy the vacuum cleaner bags tax exempt. It's your responsibility as the buyer to know when you have to pay tax and when you're exempt. Pay special attention to invoices from vendors who have blanket exemption certificates on file for you. Oftentimes, they do not separate out taxable items from non-taxable items for you on any given order. More often than not, they will exempt the entire order. To limit errors in these cases, some purchasers find it helpful to set up two separate accounts with their vendors, one for taxable and the other for tax-exempt items. Remember, even if your vendor doesn't charge you the correct tax, the law places the responsibility on you as the purchaser to pay the right amount. The Minnesota Department of Revenue website at revenue.state.mn.us hosts a variety of relevant information and material about tax laws, rules, and other vital information regarding your state tax obligations. Use our website to find specific items such as tax forms, the Sales and Use Tax Instruction Booklet, and fact sheets. To find a list of all available Sales and Use Tax fact sheets, type SUT Fact Sheets in the search box on our website and click on the Fact Sheets link. You can also browse the FAQ area for answers to common questions. To contact us regarding a Sales and Use Tax question, call 651-296-6181 or, outside the Twin Cities metro area, call toll-free at 800-657-3777. We are also available by email at salesuse.tax@state.mn.us.